Here, it didn't
There
go
it
yet.
goes.
There we go. Let me see, make sure we're live on my timeline before we jump in here. Hello, wake up, wake up. Come on. There we go. I think I see us. I see us. I see us. All right. It worked. I love technology when it works. So if you're if this is the first time you've ever watched me and you've never seen me before, I'm Candace. I've been in the network marketing profession for 4 decades. I've built teams, I've built businesses, I've had incredible success, and I've also navigated some really difficult times along the way. And what I know more than ever before is I believe your experience doesn't expire. I'm passionate about helping women, especially in this season of life, remember who they are, recognize that they still have so much to bring to the table, and build what's next without losing themselves in the process. So today, if that sounds like you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to speak kind of to my network marketing friends who have been out there maybe for a while, like me, 38 years in the profession, especially the ones who know how to build, who have done the launches, the rank pushes, the end of month craziness. And maybe somewhere along the line, you just got tired. Because I know when I came to Frequence, I was a little bit in that position myself. I was like, am I really going to build again? Like, do I have this in me one more time? So I'm so grateful that I said yes, because man, this has been the best experience yet. So instead of giving you a pitch today, I wanted you to hear from someone who had also experienced extraordinary success in this industry and ask her a couple of simple questions. The main one being, why Frequence? So I'm super excited to introduce you to my new friend, Brynn Lang. And I want to properly introduce Brynn to you because her story and her experience in this profession is pretty incredible. So the basics, Brynn is a wife, a homeschool mama to a teenager, a restaurateur, which I didn't even know about. I find that so interesting. She's been in the profession for 12 years, built her previous organization to catch this nearly $3 million in sales a month, became a 7-figure income earner, and has spoken internationally. So yes, she knows how to build. Yes, she's an incredible leader. She knows what it takes to create something at a really high level. But my experience of Brynn in this very short time has been what's impressed me the most. My personal time with her, she has just has been just really beautiful. Anytime I ask her a question, I need to bounce something off of her, get some insight. She always makes time for people. And to me, that's really the most important thing in a leader. And what I really love is that, if you've been in this profession for a long time, you might have experienced this too, where, you ask your leader a question and she just tells you, go do this, do that, do this, do that, like gives you the answer. But what I've seen with Brynn is that she really empowers you to become a leader yourself and really work at finding those answers for yourself. And I think that's really rare in this industry. So it's just been a beautiful experience, Brynn, and I'm super excited that you're here. And I'm so honored that you took the time today to come and speak to everybody with me. So let's get started with your story. Like, where were you before you found Frequence, and why Frequence?
Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Candace. I've had so much fun working with you too. You just have this, and I've told you this before, but like I can listen to you talk all day because you just have this like joy that just emanates from you. You're just like you can just tell, like, as soon as I met you, that you're just a genuine good person.
Oh,
And that makes me so happy. And I love that because I feel like, because we are a frequency company, we attract people like that. So anyways, you made my head really big. If my teenager was here, he's in his senior year, by the way.
Oh no.
I had to tell him, I'm like, don't come in here. I'm doing a live because we homeschool.
Right.
But he always teases me. He's like, don't tell my mom she's awesome. Her head won't fit through the door anymore. I'm like, boy, don't make me hurt you. Anyways, so my name's Brynn Lang. I have been in the network marketing industry not nearly as long as Candace has. Like, I am just like blown away by that. I have been here in network marketing for now. It'll be 12 years at the end of this month, which is crazy because it feels like it's been a really short time, but a really long time at the same time.
Yeah.
And not all of it has been good, right? There's been ups and downs, but there is all of those things in every industry. So I got started 12 years ago. I was always very skeptical about network marketing. I was a very successful personal trainer. So I had a lot of people, obviously, that were trying to get me to do their businesses because they knew I had a wide area of people that trusted me, right? But I really was never open to it. But I found myself in a position where, honestly, I had to be open to something. I was working 5 a.m. in the morning till like 8 o'clock at night. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot of room for me to add in more hours, more clients. My husband was always at the restaurant. Anybody who tells you that owning a brick and mortar business, that you're your boss and you make your own hours, you make all this money, it's a bunch of BS. Like
Yeah.
it took at least a decade with our first restaurant to even start making we lived, but we never had enough money at the end of the month. And I wasn't making a lot of money. Dragging my 5-year-old in and out of the gym all day. We never had a family vacation at this point. We never even went on a honeymoon because we couldn't afford it. And I remember my friend, this just makes me laugh every time I say it, but it's true. He walked into my boot camp. He's like, Brynn Lang, dude, I just bought socks without checking my bank account. And I was like, oh, like I never really thought about that, but like it was like this gut punch because I mean, I'm putting $5 or $10 of gas in my car every time I go, Just a week before, I was standing in Target staring at a pair of shoes for my kid, asking myself if I could make his shoes stretch one more week. And we all know how fast they grow out of shoes, but I couldn't afford new shoes for my 5-year-old. And it was humbling. And so when he said that, I was just like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Tell me what you're doing. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I got to check my bank account to do everything. And so he told me about this network marketing opportunity. And although I had never been interested in the past, the right person on the right day at the exact right time said what I needed to hear. And I just decided to say, you know what? Let's go. Let's try this. And I'll be honest, I sucked. We all start to suck. And I always say that because I think it's so important for people listening. Like we always question our own worth and I'm not good at sales or I don't know how to talk to people or I wasn't good at any of those things either. I really sucked. I just learned that you have to suck until you suck less. I mean, that really is how you get better. But what I realized was very quickly I caught the vision because I started meeting people within my company that were living these lives that really spoke to me. I've never been a super money motivated person, although I needed to make money. We were really broke. But I have always been very experience motivated, right? Like I did not want to have my kid grow up and not have time with us, his parents. Like I wanted as much time as I could have with my kid before he left me, right? Which we're on the precipice of that right now. But I'm so grateful that I took that opportunity to do something that would change our lifestyle, that would give us so much more time and give us all the moments that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And there's nothing wrong with having a full-time job. There are people who love it. It never really spoke to me. I did not want that. And so I caught this vision and I thought, you know what? I might suck now, but I'm just going to suck until I suck less. I'm going to go for it. And really within a year, I was able to quit my full-time job, personal training. I remember walking in to tell my boss, and my boss laughed at me. And he was like, you'll be back. All your friends are going to stop wanting to be your friend. Your family's going to hate you. Everybody's going to ignore you. You'll be back. And I was like, no, dude, you watch me. And like, it just lit this fire under my butt. And so, after the first year, I quit my full-time job. Within 2 years, I was making 6 figures a year. Within 5 years, I was making 7 figures a year. And literally it was just sucking until I sucked less. It was just learning the skills and learning how to duplicate that to other people and building humans. That's always been my favorite part, is to like really get to know people, really hear their heart and soul, and really help them learn like just about the gifts and the talents that God gave them, and then help them use those to elevate themselves. And so I found myself 2.5 years ago in a position where I really had a feeling in my gut that my company was going to shut down. And it was devastating because that company had really, like, literally changed our lives. And, I was holding on so tight, like white knuckling, like doing everything I could do. But I knew in my gut that it wasn't, going to last. And so my best friend and I, we walked into a mastermind in October of 2023, not looking for anything, but we met these two beautiful humans that were starting their own company, and they were not trying to recruit us. They were just picking our brains because we had had so much success where we were. And then they started telling their story, and these incredible humans are Barb and Dave Pitcock, who are now CEOs. And they hadn't even launched the company yet, but Barb started talking about how Dave, her husband's brother, had taken his own life. And for me, that's very personal. Just a few years before, we had lost our nephew. He had taken his own life, and it's one of the most devastating, it probably is the most devastating thing, honestly, you can go through as a family. I don't even have words for it. It was so hard. And so, meeting other people who've gone through that, like, it really just, it spoke to me. And then she started talking about her daughter and how she had overdosed on fentanyl twice. And that is also a big thing in my family, addiction. I mean, I was sexually abused from the ages of 4 to 18. I way overdid it on the drugs and the alcohol and all those things when I was younger, but looking for something to make me feel better, because that's why we turn to things. We want to feel better on the inside. Although, of course, those things don't really make you feel better except for right in the moment, right? And so she was talking about how she wanted to create this company that helped people from the inside out, that really helped people who were considering taking their own life or who were turning to addictions. And there's so many types of addictions: food addictions, gambling addictions, shopping addictions, right? That turn to that thing, that's something that gave them that feeling right in the moment that made them feel better. But she wanted to give them something that actually made them feel better, but continued to make them feel better. And so, like, I had reached this point in my life. I was just about to turn 41, and I had hit, like, the whole, I hate to say midlife crisis thing, but like, I'm in this position where I'm halfway through my life. I want to do something that matters. I want to really be a part of helping people. I was in the weight loss and the fitness world forever. And yes, that helped people's physical health, but those problems that were on the inside didn't go away. You think you lose all this weight and you're going to be happy, but really it doesn't heal what's going on inside of you. Might make you feel a little bit better when you look in the mirror, but other than that, it really, I didn't feel like I was really making an impact with people. And so when I really realized that my company was going to go out the door, I just kept thinking about the conversation that I had with Barb and Dave and why they created what they created. And I just knew that I had to be a part of this movement. I had to be a part of this thing that really, truly helped people. Like, I've always said I want to leave a legacy. I always want to make the world a better place, than it was before I got here, right? Like, even if it's just a small dent somewhere, I wanted to make that impact. And so we chose to come here to Frequence, and it is the best decision I've ever made. I wake up every day, and not only do I feel so much better with my own mental health, but I feel like I get to have real, honest conversations with people. I don't have surface level conversations with people all day. I have like real, honest, healing conversations with people, and it just fuels my soul.
Yeah. I feel like we could just stop there and that would be enough. But because everything you said was beautiful. And as you're speaking, I'm like, man, our stories are more aligned than you even know. I lost a nephew to suicide as well, and a cousin a couple of years later, and have family members who've struggled with addiction and the sexual abuse thing. Like, it's so aligned, you have no idea. And you're right. Like, when I heard Barb and Dave's story, it just literally spoke to my heart. And the other thing that you said that really stuck with me is, like, all those things, the weight loss, all of that is all those things from the outside in. And what I have found here at Frequence, and what I think I've been searching for in all of these different, things that I've done, is that feeling from the inside out. And that's really what it is here. It's like you can fix the outside all you want. I'm not saying those things aren't important, but if the insides don't feel the same way, if your brain isn't computing in that way, it don't matter what you look like on the outside. It ain't never going to change anything. So I love that. So I think there are people watching who, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this, Brynn, who are really still really love the profession, because that's where I was like, I just don't want to leave. I don't feel like I'm done, but I'm tired of hype, and I'm tired of pressure, and I'm tired of chasing the numbers every month, and like just done with all of it. So can you be in this industry and not have that? And that's what I really like you to share a little bit of insight on. Like, if you're sitting there thinking, I just don't know that I have another build in me, I don't know that I can do this again, because those things, the hype, the pressure, the all of that, what would you say to them about the experience here versus what you've experienced in other places?
Yeah, I really like this conversation because, and I've heard a lot of network marketing coaches talk about this, that at a certain point, yes, you still want to make money. Yes, you still want residual income. Like, yes, you still want to create a lifestyle. But for people who've been in the industry for a long time, what it usually boils down to is they're looking for something that like makes them feel like they really want to be a part of it. Like it's more about the mission, and it's more about the movement, and it's more about the impact that you can make with people than it is all those other things. Now, of course, granted, those other things come along with that, but that's what has made this, and I hate the word different because everybody uses the word different, but it's hard to find another word for that. But that's what makes this so unique to me, is we are very mission and movement and impact driven. And that's how we speak to people every day. Like I was saying earlier, like I was tired of the surface level conversations. I was tired of feeling like a number. I was tired of feeling like it, my uplines would only talk to me when I was like absolutely crushing it and on the top of the leaderboards. Like that is not how you create something that lasts, and something that matters for people, and something that people stick and stay at. Like it really, really matters how you make people feel. And one thing that I feel like we have done very well as a company as a whole from the top down is making people know that they matter. Like not just pushing products, not just trying to recruit people, but to actually get to know people and to get to know them as humans, and then to build them into better humans, and then to build them into better leaders, because great leaders come from people who truly care about building the humans underneath them. And so everything here is all about elevating ourselves to the best version of ourselves. Everybody who comes in here, whether they're tired, whether they've done this before, whether they haven't, they're attracted to it because they want to become a better version of themselves, and they want to help other people do that as well. Like you said, from the inside out instead of from the outside in. And so after 12 years and my company shutting down, I was extremely burnt out. I mean, I did consider leaving the network marketing industry. I've built a lot of skills in this industry that could translate into a lot of different things. I've built my own brand at one time to $1 million brand a year. And, I've done all those things. But when I sat down with a pen and a paper and I really asked myself what I wanted for my family, what I wanted for my future, like, honestly, there was no other industry that was going to give me what this industry could give me. I just had to focus outside of, okay, let's go make money. Okay, let's go sell product. Okay, let's go. And instead, let's have real conversations. Let's really dig in with people. Let's build humans. Let's build leaders. Let's help people really heal from the inside out, and help to elevate them and help them see the best version that they can become of themselves.
Yeah. I love that. And I think, like, for those of us who've been around for a really long time, because in January of this year, I thought, I think I'm done. And yet there's always been this pull. And I don't know if you have heard of Bob Healig or not, but he was brought into my life and literally a gift from God. So I'm giving you a shout out again, Bob. And I know he has a book coming out this August. I have no monetary gain from this, but I just think if you have been in this profession for a long time and you are feeling like this, he can help you see why. Because don't you think that in all of that pressure and all of those chasing and that hype, people come into this for a reason, for a calling, like they have something they want to do. And then those things happen and it pulls you away from that calling. And what I feel with Frequence is that, and everything is divine timing and all of that. But it's the reason I got into this profession 38 years ago, was to make an impact in people's lives and to create relationships and to, not just schlep a product. And I mean, we all are sharing a product, that's for sure. But there's a bigger reason here why we choose this profession than just selling a product. Because you could go sell a product anywhere, pick a product, you could go sell it. But you want to have that amazing product, which we do, aligned with a purpose that aligns with your calling. And that's what I feel like is so when we say different or unique here, that comes from the top down. Like the calling of the CEOs is as strong as my calling to connect with people and build relationships and impact lives in a really serious way. Yeah. So I love that.
Well, I'm really glad that you brought up Bob Heilig. He talks about something called the achievement trap. And I feel like so many of us in this industry get caught up in that, where it's like, you're so focused in on hitting the next goal and the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. And you never take the time to actually celebrate like the impact that you're making or the people's lives that you're changing, or even celebrating yourself for getting to that goal. You're just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And I think that that's why a lot of people end up quitting, is because that's a lot of pressure. You never actually feel joy in it because you're just going and you're going and you're going and you're going on to the next. I remember when I hit the top rank in my last company and there was nothing past that. I thought I'd be happy. I was depressed. Like for 2 whole weeks, I was depressed. My husband's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't have anything to go for anymore. Like I don't have anything to push me." And that's when I had the realization, like, it's not about getting to the goal. It's about the people's lives that you impact on the way, and how you grow as a person, as a leader throughout it as well. Like when you can focus on those things, like it's so much more fun. There's so much more joy in it. And it's so funny because another thing I found is when people stop focusing so hard on the goal and they just focus on impacting people's lives with what they know that they have that can help people, they get there anyways, and they actually enjoy it.
Oh my gosh, yes. I remember saying to Bob when we were having this conversation that the day I hit the highest rank ever was the worst day of my life. Like I had never felt so sad and so like lost. And you think that you are getting to that mountain that you wanted to climb. And yet, because of the tired and the burnt out and all of the things that aren't authentic to you, it takes away that celebration. And we never do celebrate those little wins along the way. And I think that wears on people because it's hard to do all that work and not see the joy in it afterwards.
Yeah. And I feel like there are a lot of leaders in this industry that push people so hard. Like if you're not working 24/7 or you're not constantly on your phone, like you're not then you are not worthy. And I had that, like that really was a struggle for me for a really long time too. But like I've learned, and now I love to teach people how to build intentionally. Like I will never put my business in front of my family. Sorry, Charlie. There have been, if you ever ask me to get on something at night, I'm going to tell you that's my family time. Sorry. But here's the times that I do have available tomorrow at this time or this time or this time, right? Like I learned how to have business hours. I learned how to do it intentionally. And I learned how to teach other people how to do the same thing. And everybody's lives are different. Some people love to work at night. That's not my jam, right? And I'm okay with saying no to that now and teaching people that they can too, as long as you're working your business consistently and intentionally every single day.
Yeah. I think that's so important to say. And I just want to reiterate that again, because I know, like, we've been indoctrinated in this industry, really, that if you're not working 24/7, you're not being successful. And that is one of the most beautiful things that I have found here, like across the board, is that exactly, if nighttime's not your nighttime jam, then go do your thing. And that's always been poo-pooed before. Like, you need to show up on everything. And it's just been a beautiful thing to hear, because everybody here works hard. We all know how much work it takes to build. And no one is saying don't build, but we're not saying that constant 24/7 pressure, and that we're taught that, and that's shared on corporate calls and team calls. And, it's a flip of your mind. So especially to that person who is sitting here watching and thinking, I just don't want to do that again. I really hope you heard what Brynn shared, that this is what makes this unique. We're not telling you to go do what you've done before. We're saying we've been guilty of that. We've done that road. There, you can evolve and do it different here and be successful. It's not reliant on all the old things you've been taught. I love that. I think that's
the great thing is, so many people is like, especially now with affiliate marketing and stuff, everybody's so focused on like the sale right now, the sale right now, the sale right now, the sale right now, the money right now, the money right now, which I get it. When you first start, that's really important. And especially when you first launch a business, you're bringing people, but what really makes the network marketing industry so beautiful is the fact that you can create a residual income. And the more you're willing to work with the people that you bring in, know their heart, their soul, their dreams, what they want to do, and help them develop into that person. Like, that's what we are developing people here. And then developing them into leaders, so that you don't have to be on that hustle grind 24/7, constantly selling 50 things a week to get where you want to go. Because that's the beauty of network marketing, is that we can create a residual income. So like last week, I took a week off. Didn't mean I didn't poke in here and there but I literally, and we did a staycation. We didn't even go anywhere. I literally stayed at my house and wore pajamas and read books and went to the movies and did nothing but hang out with my family. But I still kept getting paid, because I've learned how to build humans and build leaders instead of having to be on 24/7, sell.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So I think this is we're getting close to wrapping up here, but there's one question I really want you to address, because I think this is a big block for a lot of people nowadays. Do you feel like someone has to become a huge content machine, or have a giant following, or live their life out loud to really be successful in today's, where we are today in this industry? What's your opinion on that?
No, because then everybody would have to be an influencer, and now granted, I have a very large network that I've built over 12 years, right, on social media and in person. But I think that this is another thing that people feel like they have to be on social media online 24/7 in order to create, an extra income or even a legacy income. And I don't subscribe to that. I do believe that having a presence can be very important. I think social media has its place. You can literally contact anyone anywhere in the world at any time. It's really actually brilliant, right? But I don't believe that you need to be a walking billboard 24/7 in order to create success. In fact, if you go follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll find that I probably post actually about the products or about the opportunity maybe once a week. I'll talk about it a few times a week in my stories, but pretty much my social media is just me. It's authentic to who I am. I like to make people laugh. So if I think it's funny, I'm going to post it. I have a good time. And what I found is, by being myself and just showing up like where it's fun for me to show up, I have so many amazing conversations with people every single day. And those conversations turn into relationships, which turn into trust, which turn into people wanting to try the Frequence products or wanting to join me in business. Like, now, I will say the one thing that I do more than anything is talk to people. And you do have to talk to people. If somebody says you don't have to talk to people and you're going to be successful in this industry, that I think they're blowing smoke up your butt, and I don't do
Yeah,
that. But
I
I
agree.
don't believe you have to be an influencer or be on social media all day in order to create success, because I know I'm not and never have been.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like the pendulum has swung when we were caught into a pandemic and everybody was out socially, it became a thing where your whole life was on social media because that was the way we connected. And I think for a lot of the people in this industry, they got burnt out then when they felt they had to be so out there. And I love what you said, like you have to have a presence, but it's the conversations that matter. And you can have your conversation sitting at a dinner table with someone or out at your kid's activity or wherever. It does not matter where you have those conversations. In fact, I think some of the best ones happen when we're sitting belly to belly or shoulder to shoulder versus over a screen, right? And for a lot of people who've been in the industry for a long time, if you've been in it past 2010, this was never done on social media. Like we didn't do this industry on social media. So if you're someone who's back there where you were party plan and in the house and with the people, that's for me, that's what I feel like we're kind of getting back to more with a little bit of a social presence.
Well, there's so many people now selling things online. I mean, you can't, 9 out of 10 things that you scroll through on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok is somebody selling something. And so that trust level has really gone down, and there's so many things for people to choose from. And it's so easy just to scroll past people that if social media is your only way of building business, granted, there are people that crush it on social media and they are and great for them. But for the average person, it's not going to work. You have to build that trust. You have to have real, genuine conversations with people. You have to have a conversation to where they feel like okay about sharing their struggles with you because you're being genuine and you genuinely want to help them. And when they share their struggles with you, then it becomes very easy to offer a solution of something that you have that might help them. Then they're not mad at you about it. Yeah. And if you've done a good job at actually like really talking with them, asking questions and listening, like they're 10 times more likely to try what you have because they can feel that you actually care about wanting to help them instead of wanting just to get a sale.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Okay. Final question, because I know we're already at 30 minutes. So I want you to really speak to the woman who's sitting there going, I don't know if I have one more build. What do you want her to know before this live closes? Like just one thing to consider about this industry that you may not realize now, or why this would be why you think someone does have one more build in them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we've basically covered every reason. I mean, we both were there. We've both been through the burnout. We've both been through the ringer. You know, I think most people who've been in the industry for a long time probably have. When people tell me that, like the first thing I have them do is what I did: sit down with a pen and paper. Ask yourself what you really want for your life, what you want for your family's life. What do you want your life to look like in 5-10 years? What are your options? Like, really, what are your options? I had other options other than network marketing, but when I put it all down on paper, they weren't going to get me there like network marketing was. And so when I realized that, I'm like, okay, so this is the best vehicle for me to get where I want to go. Then I had to go at it in a different way. And I had to say, okay, I'm not going to put the pressure on myself. I'm not going to go run, rank. I'm going to do this because I'm obsessed with the mission and I'm obsessed with the movement. I know that I have something in my hands that can really help a lot of people. And I'm going to go out there and have as many genuine, honest conversations that I can have and enjoy those conversations and enjoy digging in with people. And then I'm going to help those people feel better. And then I'm going to help those people realize that they have more inside of them that they can give to the world, and focus on that. Like focus on the fun, focus on the movement, focus on the impact that you're making. And all of that turns into a massive, beautiful business when you stop focusing so hard on, I'm so burnt out because I have to sell, recruit. Well, yes, you still have to sell. Yes, you still have to recruit, but there's a different way of doing it. And it's the intention of what's inside when you're having those conversations with people that will literally make you a magnet for people who really want to change their lives.
Yeah. And I think that it's so important to hear that, especially because I think anybody who's been at this for a little while and has reached a certain level at some point, you did see the vision at some point. And then life happened and businesses closed and leaders turned out to not be who you want. And I really want people to separate, what happened to you in this industry versus what you saw for yourself at some point, because sometimes we shut that dream down because of things that happen that are out of our control. That's what I had to realize was I was playing smaller and, losing my own self-confidence because of the things that have happened that had impacted me, but it wasn't my doing. It was just, I was in that place. Like you, I saw my company that I'd been with for 20 years going in a direction that I didn't think would be around. And within 2 years of leaving, it wasn't around anymore. And so that damages us all. And I think, but I saw the vision then, but I let what happened change how I was in this business. So if you're someone who's sitting there thinking all of this happened and, but I could see the vision at some point, this is exactly why I wanted to have this conversation today, because I was that person. And I know there's lots of people out there who are that person. And I wasn't sitting here thinking, yay, I want to do another build. I don't think anybody sits there and goes, yay. But there was a piece of me thinking, I'm not done. I'm not done. Yeah. I still love it in what it is at its core. And so, I just want to speak to that person today who's just maybe looking for a new opportunity that is going to be different than they've done before. So if you've been watching quietly because something about what I've been sharing about Frequence has caught your attention, but you're skeptical, tired, or, just not sure you want to do it again, I'm not asking you to make a big decision today, but I just want to encourage you to have one conversation, because one conversation 38 years for me started me on a path that I never imagined. And all the little conversations along the way have created a life that I never even imagined was possible. And we're sharing with you today, no hype, no pressure, just a conversation. So Brynn, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your insight. I think we could talk forever because there's so much more to everybody's story and so many layers, but I hope that we really hit the mark for some people today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks, everybody.